The Sunoco Elite Series heads to Brooklyn, Michigan as we return back to Michigan International Speedway here for round number 3 on the 2018 calendar here in the Sunoco Elite Series. We welcome you all back to the action here. It's been an interesting weekend to say the least, and lots of aggression expected at this event, as it usually is as we're starting to peak towards the end of the A1 Tour. We're at the halfway point, and this could be the turning point in some people getting their owners points once we reach Europe. But, oh boy. There was a few stories to talk about today. Trailblazers still unsponsored, but have announced that they will be holding sponsors for Kansas, meaning that this will be the final race that those cars will be unsponsored. That win for Sean Angel last week at Richmond was enough to get them sponsors onto those cars. So we should all be ready for that. Max Jackson will start at the rear after a suspension issue ailed him back in practice, along with DJ Curtis getting a 5-place grid penalty for an unsafe track entry in practice as well, which ended up forcing his teammate to spin. Luckily, Vince Freeze, the car was okay and ready to go. They did not have to go to a backup, so Vince Freeze in his normal position today. Take a look at your starting lineup. It's a Roush Racing Enterprises front row lockout for the second week in a row. Kieran Malcher takes his first career pole position in the Sunoco Elite Series and has his teammate Aiden Shepard lining up on the outside. Kieran Malcher has started on the front row in every single race so far this season, and he continues that streak here in Michigan. But he needs to get a win to get his championship rolling. He's right now in the top 10 in points. If I'm correct, he's in the top 10 in points. He's just got to pull together a good result here today, and he may be able to take the points lead. Alongside Aiden Shepard, as mentioned, Shepard, always one of the fastest guys on the grid. It was confirmed by Scott Roush that Shepard's ride is pretty much safe at this point. He is already in talks with him about a ride for next season. So Aiden Shepard got a lot of confidence knowing that his ride is pretty safe. He's just got to drive well. On row 2, it's Audrey Baranowski's making her first appearance since 2016 when she drove in the Royale, and she's back part-time for Bavarian Race Sport, one of the part-time teams joining in this season, trying to earn their way to become a full-time team next season. Alongside William Brock, the 10-time winner tied at the top of the all-time win list, and one of the greatest of all time in the Sunoco Elite Series. Brock has not gotten off to the most amazing start to the season, but a good result here today could kick that up. On row 3, you got the Pensacola winner, Roger Ray, the disruptor. As he comes here today starting P5, he's pretty high up on the point standings, and another great result here today could be great for his championship. Alongside Vince Freeze, as mentioned, he almost went to a backup back in practice, but he recovered, fixed the car, and got P6 on the grid in a Monarch. Very impressive showing for Vince Freeze, and we'll have to see if he can keep up that speed going into the race. On row 4, your points leader, Sean Angel, after winning last week at Richmond. Sponsors already coming in, and they're the points leader. Lots of very high hopes for this team, and a lot of confidence throughout the garage. We'll have to see if they can keep up the pace going through Michigan. Alongside the 2-time PLS champion, Johan Arndt, here back today. He hasn't had the most amazing start to the season. He's P30 in points. Not where you would think to see Travis Ultra Autosport, but they're trying to get used to those Pontiacs. Pontiac, a new manufacturer on the grid this season, so it's just taken a while to get used to. But I'm sure he'll kick up his pace soon. And on row 5, you got the hometown hero and the legend, Philip Scott, coming here today. He's never won at his home track before. We'll see if he can do it here today. Alongside the Australian and the successor to Zachary Fitzwater Sr., the Season 2 champion, Jay Durrell. He also hasn't had an amazing start to the season. He's barely in the top 30. I believe, actually, he's 30. I think Johan's just a little higher up. Durrell needs to kick it up if he wants to help Fitzwater Australia get up to rank B where they used to be.
Drivers, start your engines!
Sorry, there's to come in, but Car's fired up, ready to go. But as said, Jay Durrell, if he wants to get Fitzwater to B, he needs to help Bowers. Bowers in P12 in points, looking very strong, but he can't do this alone. He's going to have to get some help from his teammates. And starting P10 today is what Jay Durrell needs to help his team. Looking back to the grid, William Duncan has been one of the faster guys throughout the start of the season, but he's just had bad luck in qualifying, couldn't get there, and was forced to the rear in Richmond early in the race due to being stuck on the outside, but still hunted back up to a top 20 finish. William Duncan could be a threat if he can get low early. And, of course, the Shock Allison cars are going to be a threat around here today. They're the reigning winners in that 99 car. Skylar Johnson won this race last year, and she's come back today. She starts about mid-pack. We'll see if she can hunt up through, especially with her teammate Alex Benyako sitting right behind her. And as mentioned, bringing up the rear of the grid, Max Jackson after a suspension issue back in practice, and DJ Curtis with a 5-place grid penalty puts him in second to last, right ahead of Max Jackson. But everyone's ready to go. It doesn't look like anyone has any issues, so we are set up and ready to go green here in Michigan. Cars come out of turns 3 and 4. Pace car coming in this time, and for 50 laps around Michigan International Speedway in a Roush Racing Enterprises front row lockout. And for the very first time in his SCS career, Kieran Malter will lead it down to the green flag as we are about to go green in Michigan. Out of turn 2, and it's Kieran Malter leading this race as we barrel down the back straightaway. Audra Baranowska's and Aiden Shepard battle behind, but it looks like Ray may want a piece of this as well. We come out of turns 3 and 4, and for the very first lap here at Michigan, for his first time on pole, he'll lead the first lap here at Michigan. Kieran Malter is your leader. That doesn't look like it's going to last, though, because here comes Audra Baranowska's and Roger Ray and possibly Roman Rahal. Please no wreck. God, they're close. But we are clean. I don't know how, but we're clean. Malter loses the back end. And that's going to cost him. Shepard in the wall. Lots of shuffling early in this race. But it's Wolfstein, von Schaefer. One of 2 Germans in the field, and he'll take the lead. It's not going to last, because here comes Connor Monaco. It seems that we're starting to normalize back out a little bit after that complete chaos at last lap. Yeah, everything's a little more calm now. Thank you for that. Never mind. Oh. For Christ's sake. Cordell Paulson. Everything's going to shuffle for the first few laps until that first caution. And yeah, that's Roman Rahal on the wall. Rahal's going to start falling back. Keeping the lead around here is hard because the draft is too strong. It's like a mix between a super speedway and a regular speedway. Because of that, everyone's shuffling for position and a wreck may happen. Scott Roush got pole last week and just dropped like a rock through the field. He's hoping that doesn't happen here today if he can get the lead, but he's just going to barely get the lead and lose it to Jay Durrell. We can all see that the first caution's coming soon. Question is, who's going to be the one to cause it? I see a 4 wide back there. Oh, it's Shane Vincent! Vincent's turned! There's no way Duncan got through that unscathed. But the wreck, the first caution of the day, we saw it coming. The legend himself. Oh, that's not Philip Skymo, it's Eric Monaco. Got those cars switch sponsors. Eric Monaco leads it back down to the yellow flag in an early caution. is going to stabilize this field. What happened? So we saw it was Shane Vincent who was the first to be turned, but it was Bowers who would come down on him after he got loose out of 2, send Vincent around, and through the checking up I also saw the reigning winner Skylar Johnson would get turned and take a hard hit into the inside wall. Lots of people involved. Skylar Johnson has been checked into the medical center. I can't believe that Duncan got through that unscathed. Here's another look at William Duncan. As you would see all the chaos up ahead, he'd be trying to break everything's happening around him. Breaks just barely to avoid Shane Vincent and gets through it unscathed. What an avoidance for the 4 car. I can't believe he got through that clean. One more look at Skylar Johnson as she would be coming out of 2 and would come down to try to avoid. Didn't know that Caesar was there, and that's a really hard hit for the driver of the 99 car. The safer barriers took most of that hit though. But she has been checked into the medical center, and we will have to give you an update on that soon. But it's Eric Monaco leading it as we go back, or as we go under yellow here in Michigan. First caution of the day, Skylar Johnson obviously out of the race. Vince Freeze and Johan aren't also out of the race. Everyone else still in this race. So even though it was a big wreck, not a lot of people got enough damage to get out of the race. I don't know how Gerard's still in this race, but that hood's gone. But we turn out of turns 3 and 4, and Eric Monaco will lead it back down to the green flag. It'll be 41 laps to go. Eric Monaco, Sean Angel, and Jay Durrell leads it back down. Green flag is back in the air. And a terrible start for the driver of the 43. Durrell just did not get the jump that he would have wanted, and instead it's Eric Monaco and Richmond winner Sean Angel. Look like they're about to duke it out front for the lead of this race. You can also see, oh, is Durrell really going to challenge from this far back? Oh, he so is. Oh, that's a lunge. Durrell makes a lunge down the inside for a second. Got off to a bad start, but gets a position out of it anyway. And that's Jay Durrell taking second. Eric Monaco, though, still holds the lead. As we move on to lap 11. 40 laps left in this race. Jay Durrell using a push from Dan Bartlett to take the lead from Eric Monaco, and Fitzwater Australia Racing takes the lead. Durrell already has one win to his name, even though this is his first full-time season. He got his first win part-time back 2 years ago. But he'll lose the lead pretty quickly. It's not easy to hold the lead around here. I don't blame him. How's Duncan doing after barely avoiding everything and running for his life? He sits 25th. Just hang it out. We do expect one pit stop around lap 32. So keep that in mind as time goes on. How are we already bunched up like this again? Please stop. I don't like this. Wolfstein, Von Schaefer, Scott Roush, and Connor Monaco going 3 wide for the lead. Connor's going to lose this pretty quick. I think people back there are kind of pretty happy that they're not part of this, because this could end terribly pretty quickly. We might see a second caution soon. Yeah, everyone behind, like Windham's probably pretty glad he's not part of this right now. With the fact that Griffin's challenging 4 wide for the lead. Oh, this is not going to end well. Everyone got really shaky there. Paulson, big hit into the wall. I think that's just going to spread us out. I don't think that's going to cause a wreck. I think that just spread us out. Oh, Arndt checks up. And through the chaos on that backstretch, it's Ryan Griffin taking the lead in Michigan. Shock Allison Racing on top and on the bottom. Griffin hasn't really come out of his shell yet. He hasn't blown up like everyone expected him to. Could this be the day that his career truly starts? He's got to start blocking. Oh, is that No, Audra. I think Audra had an issue. Anderson, really slow. Gerard is actually faster than Anderson. I don't know how that's even possible with how much damage he has. There's the Trailblazers and the other Shock Allison. Alex Benyako trying to get up to his teammate and makes it 4 wide for second. Everyone's scrambling for position. I think Scott just got in the wall. Yep. Scott definitely just got in the wall. That's gonna hurt his day. And I think Wolfstein just got in the wall as well. Everyone's pushing these cars to everything they got, but it's a Shock Allison Racing 1-2. Ryan Griffin and Alex Benyako lead this race. Could Benyako bring the 17 car to victory lane for the first time since 2013? The last person and the only other person to field this number was the Season 1 champion, James Constantin. One of the legends of the sport, and now Benyako got the chance to take that number. Can he live up to it? But with, Audra's gonna ruin this. Oh, this is not gonna go well. Paul Jackson, the reigning champion. I see John Art, William Brock's in this. A lot of big names are in this, but it's being led by an underdog. Ryan Griffin continues to lead this race. We're about halfway to pit stops, a little more than halfway to pit stops. Bartlett and Karenko. Ooh, they're touching. Angel gonna back out of that. Good choice. Oh, but still it's the wall. Everything's kind of calming down though. It's looking less and less likely that we're gonna get another caution unless Jay Durrell decides to be dumb. Jackson's already backing out. He sees it. He sees what's happening here. Ryan Griffin, this is the longest that anyone's held the lead all race long. He's doing very well. He is definitely making his team happy, leading some laps. But someone's got to get up there and challenge him. Oh, Audra's getting closer and closer. There is Audra Baranowskis. Griffin gonna dive low. Brock got in the wall. He's falling. Griffin gets through Baranowskis quickly, but not quickly enough. Eric closing the gap. Can he get a challenge at a 2? Yes, he can. Here comes Eric Monaco for the lead. He's got to get a push from that 42. He's got to get that 42 up to him. Oh, he's going to dive for it. It works. Here he comes. Eric Monaco. Griffin had a great stint in the lead, and he definitely impressed his team with that. But he's going to have to give it up, and Baranowskis in the wall. Nice job, Baranowskis. And there it is, Eric Monaco. Right down the inside, and I think he'll get it out of 2. The racing is definitely calmed down. Next on the list of lap cars, Gerard Ron, then it's Anderson, and Downey is very slow. Anderson kicked up his pace. He was really slow earlier, but he's kicked it up. They'll be trying to stay away from this pack, but there it is. It's official. Clearing Ryan Griffin, and it's Eric Monaco, your new leader. Alexander Rowe. Haven't talked about him much this season. Hasn't had good finishes the first 2 races, but right now he sits on the podium. As I mentioned, it's just a tough process getting used to a new manufacturer. Oh! Philip just had an issue! Philip just had a tire go down! And he's around! Caution's out! Oh, that is unfortunate for him. We come out turn 4 and leading it back to the caution flag. Eric Monaco. That is unfortunate for Philip Scott, the hometown hero. And a tire goes down on the 80 car. Absolutely terrible turn of events for the 80 cars. He'd be coming into 1 and 2, and a tire would go down. And he'd be clipped by Bouchard and would be sent around out of 2. Unfortunate, terrible luck for the 80 car. Maverick has got to be very upset about that, but there's nothing they could do. Eric Monaco, your leader. And with pit stops, them in the pit stop delta, we should have seen this coming a mile away. Pit stops are underway. Under caution here in Michigan. We'll see, can Eric hold the lead throughout pit stops? Everyone in. The call should be either 4 or 2 tires. 2 tires is a logical option. And I think that's what people are going with. Bartlett just beat Eric out of pit lane. Oh, Bouchard, that was not smart. I think Dan Bartlett's your leader. Yes, he is. He beats out Eric Monaco. So does Benyako. Because of Bouchard's miscalculation trying to come into his pit stall, Eric Monaco comes out third. Great job for Dan Bartlett. It's a great pit stop. And he'll take the lead. Out of the pits, it's Alex Benyako, Eric Monaco, Philip Scott. Oh, that's unfortunate. John Arndt, PJ Krenkel, Connor Monaco, Scott Roush, Alexander Paulson, Griffin, Jackson. A lap down. Curtis, Angel, Fuller, Caesar, Jackson, Schaefer. Where is... I thought I'd see Duncan much higher up, but it just wasn't a good pit stop for Duncan. Maybe it was 4 tires for Duncan. Bouchard got some damage from that. He came down pit lane. What was the pit stop difference between the 86 and the 87? We can actually look at that now. So Bartlett was in the pits for 8.8 seconds. Eric was in the pit point for 9.6. It was a much faster pit stop for the 86 crew. Scott Ganassi has got to be very happy about the speed of that pit crew. Got them in and out very quickly. And Dan Bartlett takes the lead from that. We'll be back when we go green again. And disaster strikes for Shock Allison for a second time in the race. First was a wreck, and now Alex Benyako, a tire, is down in the 17 car. That is so not what that team wanted. They were having such a good day, and we're about to go back green, which means that he is going to fall a lap down because of it. Very unfortunate for the 17. Shock Allison just can't catch a break, dude. Griffin's still the hope for the team, but man, they're really going to need something. But we come out of turn 4, and with Benyako coming into the pits, Dan Bartlett, in his first year at a team other than Trailblazer, up at Scott Ganassi Racing, leading it back down after an amazing pit stop, lap 28 of 50. And green flag, he calls it early. Green flag back in the air in Michigan. And Eric got off to too good of a start. Gets alongside Bartlett, but on the outside. But instead... Wait, Philip Scott's still in this race! Wait a second! Hold on! You were just spun! Excuse me? That's slightly suspicious. Stewards may have to look at that after the race. That couldn't have been a planned thing. There's no way they conspired to do that. We'll get the officials to look at it after the race. There's definitely some suspicion going on throughout the pits. But Philip Scott, the guy who just had a tire go down and caused the last caution, is leading. There's Benyako coming out of the pits. That's unfortunate for Root. Windhelm. Oh, that's going to hold everyone up. But Philip Scott leads the race very suspiciously. Yeah. I'm a little bit suspicious of that. But it is Philip Scott. His teammates, 2 of his teammates are lined up behind. Was this planned? There's no way they planned this. I refuse to believe they planned that. But it's Paul Jackson The reigning champ coming down the inside of his teammate who shouldn't be at the front of the field, but he is. And we're back under caution. Another quick caution. Well, we had a good stint last time. A quick caution comes out. What? Oh, this looks bad. What happened? Bobo Jones will be coming into turns 1 and 2, and the engine would give way. And Halleck, wrong place, wrong time. Faber, that's second in points. Oh, big hit for Downey on that front end. That car's done. And Faber up in smoke. Oh, that's second in points out of the race. Another incident caused by someone who has a mechanical issue. Mechanical issues are a big problem right now, but it's Maverick holding a 1-2-4? No, it's 1-2-3. This is not looking good for anyone else. And we do have confirmation that Philip Scott is being investigated by the stewards for causing that caution. So it is Downey, Faber, Bobo Jones, and Nick Pericles out of the race. We're going to go back green. It's a Maverick top 3, but the other Maverick has an issue as we come back to the green flag. But Paul Jackson leads it back down to the green flag, lap 35 and 50. Green flag is back in the air in Michigan. Great start out of the Mavericks, but you can't help but think that there may be a penalty coming because of what's going on here. Cordell Paulson making his way through the field. DJ Curtis has a lot of speed right now. Yeah, DJ really holding his own, and as we mentioned before, Max Jackson good in a draft. Not really anywhere else, but this track is very much draft-based, so he loves the environment going on here. He's proved so far that he is a super speedway racer. There is Roman Rahal coming out of the pits now. And the Mavericks being dethroned by their own Alliance member, Connor Monaco, down the inside, but 3 Ford Alliance members lined up behind him. And yeah, there's no way he's holding that lead. Scott Roush takes the lead. DJ Curtis, another person like Ryan Griffin, who everyone said needs to come out of their shell. He needs to blow up. He needs to break out. So far this season, he's top 20 in points, and a win would be amazing for him. That would make his career. Jackson, though, going to cross over. And this 2017 champion down the inside for the lead. 13 to go. You can see there are some new people coming into this. Windhelm's in this. Max Jackson's in this. Duncan's in this. Brock's getting back into it. Griffin's getting back into it. I see Angel back there. I think that's Angel. Is that Wolfstein or Angel? That's Angel. Could Angel win again? But here comes Dan Bartlett putting the Ford Alliance back in the lead. But there's Eric Monaco trying to put Honda back in the lead. It's Honda versus Ford. All tussling about at the front of the pack. But a special little cameo out of Pontiac is on the way. Duncan has seemed to be the only driver on that team to be used to the Pontiac. He got a grip of that Pontiac pretty early, and he's had speed in it, and now he's got to show it. But Max Jackson? Excuse me? What are you doing here? 11 laps to go, and it's Max Jackson leading the race. Not for long. That was not going to last. There was no way in hell that was going to last. William Duncan down the inside for the lead. Brock wants to get a second win at Michigan. Windhelm wants to get his first after he barely lost this race. He was battling for the lead on the final lap here 2 years ago. Back when he was driving for Epic Motorsports, he's got his teammate, DJ Curtis. The last time the 58 and the 8 88 were on track together this late in a race at a super speedway type track was Armory Digital 2 years ago when Caesar won it. But now it's Curtis in the 88 trying to win it. 10 to go for William Brock. But Curtis doesn't want to let that go. All the manufacturers duking it out because here comes Dodge. And BMW is sitting silently back there. 3 wide. Curtis, Brock, and Duncan. Oh, Duncan's left out to dry. He'll fall back. Did that just ruin Duncan's chances of winning his 3rd race of his career? Here comes Scott Roush, challenging his Alliance teammate, challenging the satellite team. Roush Racing versus Monarch, but here comes Honda again. Honda and Ford, huge rivals, manufacturers, huge alliances, and they're all duking it out here today. The Jacksons are drafting! I can't believe what I'm seeing. Paul, though, gonna abandon Max, wants to get the win. Jay Durrell putting his face into here. Dodge is starting to put their face into this battle. If I'm correct, Dodge and Ford are tied on the all-times win list, so they want to get Dodge a win to get them ahead of Ford. Paul Jackson, Hans Windhelm. So many people can win this race, but only one will. Jay Durrell leads this race. Jackson's got to run down low. I see Angel. There's no way Angel can do it again. Morgan Fuller trying to get in this. The battle rages on. There is 7 laps to go, and Jackson takes the lead. Windhelm, though we know he's strong around this track, and he's proven it. Here he comes. He's got to run. That's a huge run. Oh, but it got halted. Jackson blocked him. But he's still going to use that momentum to jet down the inside of the 10. Now Durrell's left out. Duncan's back low. Scott's back low. Remember, Scott's under investigation right now. Hans Windhelm takes the lead. Just got to get a good run through 1 and 2, and the lead's his. Monarch trying to win it for Ford, trying to untie Dodge for 2nd on the all-times win list. But Jackson's holding strong. Look at Angel, Scott, and Duncan closing in together. Jackson isn't giving an inch. Angel getting through Fuller. Oh, Angel's a legit threat right now. I can't believe Angel might win again. Scott's not going to let that happen. Here comes Philip Scott, and Duncan may challenge as well. The battle is still raging for the lead, though, with less than 5 laps to go. Windhelm really wants this. Oh, that's a mistake out of Jackson. I think that just cost him the lead. It did. Windhelm takes the lead. But Jackson fighting back again. I can't believe he's held this long on that outside line. The outside isn't supposed to be this strong, but it is. He's holding it. But Duncan has other plans. Here comes William Duncan for the lead. With 4 to go, coming to 3 to go. This is Duncan in a prime position to win. Scott's down the middle. What a move for Scott. 3 wide. 3 laps to go. Connor Monaco. Max Jackson. Who's going to win this? Could Max Jackson pull it off? Connor Monaco down the inside. Brock might be in position to win this if he can charge. And if Duncan can get a good run here, he could clear Connor, and he does. Duncan's still in the lead. It's not going to last. Curtis gets low. Oh, DJ Curtis. 2 laps to go. And it's coming down to the wire. Scott trying to push the 4 car. The 58 working. Can Connor Monaco or DJ Curtis pull this off? Here comes Curtis. He chucks up. He chucked up big time. That was a big mistake out of the 88. And the 4 coming back. Here we go. Oh, the Mavericks. They almost win the wall. White flag in the air for William Duncan. It's Duncan versus Monaco. Duncan trying to clear. He does. Can he get around Vincent? Yes, he can. Did he just do it? Duncan has said he wants to win somewhere other than a super speedway. And now, they're 3 and 4. Connor challenges. Is it enough? Drag race to the line. And Duncan wins in Michigan. No! What? Are you kidding me? Connor just snatched it! What? How? Hold on! Hold on! Excuse me? Connor taking a victory lap. They're saying it's a photo finish. They're gonna go to the tapes. Connor and Duncan both think they just won. Timing and scoring says it was Connor. But is that true? Sometimes timing and scoring can make mistakes. I'm not sure if Connor Monaco just won this race. We're going to let this go to the stewards. We're going to let them figure this out. We'll be back when a decision is made. This is a first. As you can see, here was a finish across the line. And for the first time in SCS history, timing and scoring was wrong. Connor Monaco has not been registered ahead of William Duncan when they crossed the line. Timing and scoring got it wrong. William Duncan has been scored the winner of this race. Although timing and scoring says that Connor Monaco is the winner of this race, that is wrong. The stewards have looked over the tape and have decided that William Duncan has been granted his 3rd career win and Pontiac's first ever win in the Sunoco Elite Series. William Duncan was registered ahead, but not by timing and scoring. It was wrong. Congratulations to William Duncan taking his 3rd career win here at Michigan. I don't know what to say. That we thought that the finish that was here 2 years ago between Scott and Arndt was the closest ever, but I believe that this is the closest ever because they are basically in a dead heat. I knew Duncan had that at the line. Timing and score gets it wrong. That's amazing. You can also see those Monarchs were working together really well. They may be 3-4 because, again, there may be some discussion post-race about Philip because Philip Scott may have caused that caution. I'm not sure. He may have caused the caution intentionally to help himself not go a lap down because of the tire, as well as helping his team stay at the front, which would be an illegal maneuver, and he would be penalized for that. There would be a big fine coming to Maverick, along with a pretty big penalty coming to Scott. But that will be discussed post-race after the video is over in the Discord. But congratulations to William Duncan winning it on basically a tiebreaker. And let's go look at your full finishing results. So, William Duncan wins here in Michigan. Not Connor Monaco, but Connor Monaco comes home with a very, very, very close second place. Windham in third. Scott currently fourth, unofficially. Curtis fifth, Brock sixth. Max Jackson, very good in a draft, and he shows it here today. Darrell in eighth. Scott Roush in ninth, and Dan Bartlett will round out your top 10. And I think William Duncan has just taken your points lead with that win in one of the most chaotic finishes we've ever seen. My voice, as you could probably tell, was gone. Look down the order. It's unfortunate for some of the people down here who got involved in incidents, along with Wolfstein von Schaefer, reported a suspension issue. It was registered as tire, but that, with the damage applied to the car, that was a suspension issue. And same type of issue that put Max Jackson at the bottom of the grid, which Max Jackson, very impressive. We'll have to watch out for him as we go to Bermuda. I'm very excited to see what he can do on other super speedways. But we look through the field, some of the more unfortunate ones. Max Anderson, well, two people don't score points, that being Skylar Johnson and Vince Freeze. Skylar Johnson has not been cleared from the medical center, and we will get an update post-race on that incident. It was just kind of an unfortunate day for most of Shock Allison. Griffin had a pretty good day. Not going to lie, that was a pretty good day for Ryan Griffin. And honestly, if he can keep this pace up, it'll be good for him. And especially Curtis, too. That was an amazing performance out of DJ Curtis. Great job, Curtis. You deserved that result. You were very solid all day long, very fast. And with help from his teammate, they may score a 3-4. If Scott's cleared, it'll be a 3-5. Congratulations to William Duncan taking his third career win around here at Michigan. And we will see you all next time as we head back to Kansas, where Alexander Rowe is going to try to go 4 for 7. If that happens, I swear to God, I'll be pissed. But congratulations to William Duncan. We will see you all in Kansas for round number 4 of the 2018 season. Ciao.